What's going on, guys, and welcome to Black One Blood Brothers. I am shocked that this game exists. If you remember back in the day, those old Ghost Recon games, I'm talking like the first Ghost Recon, Island Thunder, even the old Rainbow Six games, they blended a first-person tactical shooter with a tactical decision-making game where you could control your units on a map, move them around, choose all their kit, that sort of thing. This game does all that, and what's even more shocking is it was developed by a single developer. It's been out for a couple years. I slept on it for a long time because it just didn't look complete and I didn't want to subject myself to even more unfinished tactical shooter indie games. But it got a big update recently and I finally decided to dive in because my boy Tacti Gamer showed off some gameplay and I was really impressed by it. And what I found when I dove in here was even more than I could have imagined. All right, so let's just run through some of the features that this thing has. You're gonna be shocked at how much this game is actually offering. First, campaign. You can start a new campaign. It's a 3-part campaign. 10 missions, 10 missions, 20 missions, that's 40 missions. And the maps, there's a decent number of maps, and I think the maps are very likely recycled across these campaigns. But what is also true is that the objectives change, and the enemy placements and stuff changes. And in fact, even within one campaign or various missions, the objectives will move around, the bad guys will move around. So you're getting a different look quite often. If you come over here to dynamic campaigns, you can also generate basically procedurally generated campaigns, again, using those same maps. And you can choose like, hey, I want a very short covert ops, and up to a very long mission. So you have like a 20 mission campaign. When you start a campaign, you have to have a squad to do it. But before I get into squads, let's also take a look at missions. If you just want to play a single mission, you can choose a Spec Ops, Recon, War, Prisoner War, Siege, Lone Wolf, Blind Ops, which could just be like anything. So there's all these different sort of missions you can choose to do from. You can even customize the difficulty as far as how much health you have, how many bad guys there are, all that sort of stuff, and really get the right feel for it. You can choose which tasks you have to complete. You can customize what's available on the HUD. You can go and customize all the squad stuff. So a ton of opportunity here as well. We'll get into loadout and deployment here in a second, but I want to show you guys what else there's going on here. You can go to the training area to learn how to control your squad and do some like shoot house runs in a training environment. And then the tutorial just teaches you like basic movement. There's a lot of features in this game that there's not a lot of literature or tutorials on. The tutorial isn't completely done, in my opinion. It is sufficient, but there's a lot more going on under the hood than there is information available to this game. And I've kind of discovered some of it on my own. What's also cool is there's an editor over here, so you can edit your squads, you can edit maps, you can edit campaigns in a future update. But right now you can also edit maps, which is pretty freaking awesome. You can create your own maps, and I think then you can use those maps in missions. When you do the map editor, like let's say we go into the forest here, let's load it up. It gives you the chance to choose like various, ooh, look at this, this is cool. So it's a pretty small map, it looks like. Yes, very cool. But let's say, hey, I want to put an objective building down here. I can come down here. I can choose a building. It is preloaded with all these various assets. Let's say I want like a little house, and I want to put my house right here. Oh, I generated 2 of them for some reason. Let's get rid of that one. Grab this guy and move it right here. Then we can use these arrows and you can put it in place. And you can see how this would turn into a pretty powerful tool to generate maps and then use those maps in your own missions or campaigns. Really a ton of opportunity there for workshop content and what have you. So let's go ahead and leave this and take a look at the next feature. You can also edit the squads, and I'll get into this in a little bit more detail in just a second. I want to spend a lot of time talking about squads, and then you can look at your overall career rank awards, etc. Workshop content, you can upload your maps and things like that, and plenty of options. All right, let's go into the squads. So I have created here a squad called the Glory Boys, which is these guys. And this is the squad that I plan to use for most of my missions, and you can individually customize every single one of these dudes. So let's see what I've got going on here. I've got pairs, of course. I basically created myself, and I actually modeled my kit after kind of what I used in Special Operations. And with the exception of GPNVGs, I never was issued GPNVGs. I got hands-on GPNVGs, but never went on ops with them. And let's just take a look with some detail here. you get to pick all of this, from the camo to the gun to the attachments, everything else, all the things you would expect in a tactical shooter, like being able to customize. You can do all of that in this game, and I would say this like customization system is quite good. But first, you start off with the character. You can customize the height, the face. I tried to make, you know, a face that was like similar-ish to mine, I guess. Skin tone, same deal. Eyes, voice, it has various voices to choose from. You can even choose high, low, standard, whatever, different voices, various hairdos, hair colors, beard or no beard, eyebrows, tattoos, name, stance. So I actually want to change my stance here. This is kind of interesting. These are going to be the default stances that you can toggle through whenever you're actually playing. So you can either default to a canted stance. You can also do that in game. You can have a low ready, kind of like a low carry, a high port, and then different variations of them. So let's say I want my default to be like, I don't know, like this, like a low ready, and I want my other stance. This is like your patrolling stance. I kind of like that. I like that stance. And then this one, let's go with, that's like a high ready, but it's like kind of weird. That's too high. All right, I like this one. We're gonna go with this one. Yeah, so now I'm going to be able to toggle through those two stances whenever I'm in the game, which is pretty cool. And then you can also customize your operator's skills. So I maxed out my assault. I added myself a little bit of demining just to keep myself alive. And to do that, I nerfed my sniper skill because I'm not planning to use precision guns with this character. And then if we go to our loadout, you can see like helmet. You can choose all sorts of different helmets. You can like have these different like Ops Core style helmets. These guys have like Peltors clipped onto a more protective ACH style, you know, ECH style helmet. Lots of different options. You get the idea, but I'm going to stick with my Ops Core with the, I would say Peltors, but those are the Castle headsets by Ops Core. Pretty dope, which is interesting because I mean, that's literally the exact headset that I was issued, which is cool. Glasses, you can go Clear Eye Pro, whatever. Headphones or no headphones. Right now, I think there's only one headphone option. Yeah, it's like either on or off, and that's fine. Shirt, we're going with like a G3 combat top with the Oakley Kevlar gloves. Plate carriers, kind of lacking. There's only two. There's, you know, one's like more protective, one's less protective, and this whole time we're balancing weight, armor, and camouflage. Which is kind of neat. But then gear, if you choose to have stuff on your plate carrier, like all these mag pouches and this, you know, not a back panel, but sustainment pouch or a medical kit and radio. Looks like a Harris 152. Yeah, 152, maybe a 163. It's a 152. Harris 152. If you choose to have this stuff on your kit, you lose the backpack option. If I was to get rid of this, I could throw an assault pack on my back, which is kind of weird, but I think that it's a game design trade-off, and I get it for that reason. Belt, there's just a couple different belt options, and they're all kind of like the same battle belt setup, but they have various like pouches and stuff on them, which I find cool. And of course, on all of this stuff, I can change the camouflage color. I can also set, like with one click, I can set the camouflage for everything. So I can set it for all of my clothing, for all operators, or all of my individual clothing. So for example, like let's say I didn't want multicam, I wanted like multicam black because we were doing a night ops. I could just click this and immediately change the camouflage for everything. So that's I think a very good system that you don't see a ton of. We'll stick with multicam for now. Down here, I've got one grenade, one banger, one C4. I have a tactical voice bridge as the squad leader of this unit because that's going to give me the ability to request recon, resupply, air raid, etc. I have a lock picking kit in case I want to be leading the stack and like help us get in quietly. I've got some revive and some heal, so trauma kit and first aid. The GPNVGs, binos, I went with the patrol binoculars. They have a night vision like feature that is quite helpful. And then a drone, and there are several different drones. You're balancing here the noise and the range. So you can go bigger, but the noise is going to increase in conjunction with range and loiter time. So pretty interesting here. This is an FPV drone. Haven't tried those. These two are quadcopters. I'm just sticking with a little one. That's been fine so far. Let's take a look at the guns. This is freaking shockingly good. I was actually really impressed with how freaking good the guns were. So I am running an M4 with like a 14.5 inch barrel, a SOCOM, RC2 suppressor, a light, a PEC, EXPS3, and the EOTech G33 magnifier, Magpul CTR, PMags, And yeah, so you can customize all of this and you can paint all this. So like, let's say we're going on a mission and I think I might need a little bit more range, and I don't like this EO tech for now. So maybe I want to go to like an Elcan RMR combo. So I can like scroll through here. There's a ton of LPVOs. There's some thermal options. None of this stuff is like unlockable. It's all available to you immediately, which I think is a great, game design decision. And if I want to, do the Elcan thing, I can click here. I can throw the Elcan on there. I can come up on top. I can drop an RMR on top, and boom, we got a tall boy Elcan with an RMR combo, which is pretty freaking hot. And you'll notice there that that is not painted. And if you come up here to the painting system, say I just want to paint one thing, I can click on the paint, and then now I just painted my RMR. Or maybe I want my Elcan to be green. Now that looks, stupid, obviously, but you get the idea. So you can paint different pieces of your gun to get it exactly what you want. I've gone with this kind of like distressed, woodland kind of camouflage pattern. But let's put my EO tech back on there because that is Old Faithful, and we like that combo. And let's go ahead and again, this time, like I can either paint both my primary and my secondary, the entire weapon, an individual piece of the weapon, or all weapons for all operators in this whole squad. So I'm not doing this for every single person. I will go ahead and just paint this gun. Boom. There it is, looking hot. And yeah, we like that. We like it a lot. And God, I could spend so much time in here just freaking around with the various weapon customizations and whatnot. So that is how you customize an individual character. And then if I come over here to presets and I say, all right, I like this guy. So I can either save the character itself so I can duplicate it later, save his clothing, save his gear, or save all of it. So I'm going to save all of it. I'm going to save over my current save for pairs. There it is. It is saved. And if you can see in here, I've built out a medic, a standard grenadier, a saw gunner, an assaulter, and a sniper. And so I use those presets then to build out the rest of my squad. If we go look at the rest of my squad, we come over here and we check out Owen. Let's look at his kit. Same kind of like general like multicam setup. And I basically just randomized their appearance until it looked like semi-human. And then I was happy with it. And if we go to his loadout, same kind of general loadout. You'll notice he does have a different chest panel, different back pouch setup, and he's got a M4 with a 14.5, a 203, and an Elcan RMR combo, which is kind of gangster. And then I've given him 6 HE, DP, 40 mic, 5 mags, pistols. Everyone has the same pistol. The pistols are limited right now. I don't even know what this is called. It's called Ugly. It looks like an NZ75. Not a fan, but I did put a comp on it for everybody and a flashlight and an RMR. I have not had to use a pistol yet, but I am sure that moment will come. Let's keep on going down the line. And you'll notice I named these guys Glory Boys because I served in a unit called that we used that moniker for some time, and I'm very proud of my service in that unit. Love those dudes. And then I've obviously built out myself. Bruce was a medic that worked for me at one time a long time ago, and this character is inspired by Bruce. He kind of looks like Bruce, and Bruce carried a shorty Mark 18 with a can, a dot, and a laser and a light. So he is inspired in that way. So this is Bruce the medic. And if we come in here, if you go look at his like character skills, I maxed out medicine, maxed out survival, maxed out stamina because my boy's gonna have to be hustling around the battlefield. I gave him some assault too because he will end up in the stack from time to time. And then if we go to the weapon side, again, it's like a Mark 18 inspired M4 with a red dot T2 looking thing and light and pack. So yeah. It's freaking great. And then he, instead of just carrying like personal trauma gear, is carrying the tactical medical kit, which gives him 10 revives and 10 heals. So Bruce needs to stay alive. Oliver is my saw gunner on Alpha Team. If we come in here, he has a 249. Well, first of all, let's look at his skills. Where's your skills? There you go, buddy. So he's high in assault. He has high stamina, and I maxed out his carrying capacity. Boys, if you've ever been a saw gunner, a 240 gunner, an AG, or an AB, then you know what I'm talking about. These guys have to be mules because they're carrying a heavy gun and a ton of ammo. Saw gunners especially are carrying a super heavy weapon, and they're carrying like 800 rounds in addition to that weapon, plus all their traditional kit, body armor, and everything else. So these guys have to be studs. They've got to be moving heavy loads over distance without blinking. So he's got 4 200-round box mags plus the one in the gun on that saw. I need to paint his dot. Let's paint all your shit, bro. Do we like that better? Or that better? Or that better? Ooh, MCB, kind of rad. Or we can just go with like a mellow. That's kind of cool. I actually kind of like that, just distressed brown. That looks cool. So he's got, yeah, the 249 with the Elcan, because they don't have like a traditional MGO on here, but I did put the BDC reticle in there, so like he can use it kind of like a machine gun optic. And then if you come up here, on these dots, I just put a regular little dotty boy on it. I gave him a gangster grip and a bipod, and I did put a can on it, which is a little weird. The military is starting to go to that for LMGs more often. I typically don't love it, because if you're going like, you know, if you're going rapid or cyclic rate for any extended period of time, you're going to melt that suppressor after 800 rounds easy. But you know, so be it. I did put a laser on it as well, just for marking purposes and stuff like that. So that is our saw gunner. And if we come over here to Philly is our quintessential assaulter. He's running a MCX. And if we go look at his skills, I've given him a little bit of sniper, and then, oh, I need to change your skills, bro. Let's drop this sniper down to like nothing, and we're gonna go over here and max out freaking assault as good as we can. Sorry, dude, I didn't realize I was doing you dirty like that. He's high demo, high electronics, decent stamina, generally happy with all of that. His kit, as you can see, is a little bit more slick. One thing I don't like is that all these guys by default have a drop leg holster instead of running like a, you know, medium, you know, drop from the thigh with like a Safari Land drop in a QLS fork or something in a Kydex holster. They've all like had these like outdated drop leg holsters, which are not great, but you know, so be it. But let's take a look at his gun. So he's got the MCX shorty. It is shooting 5.56, not 300 blackout, but that's okay. Just put a dot on it, lightweight stock, and short barrel can, you know, he's an assaulter doing assaulter stuff. And beyond that, he's got a breaching kit, he's got handcuffs, some personal med, and I left him with black GPM VGs just to have some variety on the team. So that's what we've got there. I do want to save this squad. All right, so that's all of my alpha team. My Bravo team, you'll notice some familiar faces here, guys, right? Or some familiar names at least, right? So we've got Philly from our Door Kickers series representing on the Glory Boys. We also have Drummer from our Door Kicker series representing on Bravo team as the Bravo team leader. He is basically a clone of the setup that I used for myself. Same kind of gear. I mean, like, he's a one-for-one clone. The only thing that looks different is, you know, his personal features, which is fine. And then we've got another Grenadier, which is a clone of this guy. We've got another medic, Corey, which is a clone of Bruce. We have another automatic rifleman with the 249, who is a clone of Oliver. But then I also built out a sniper just to have one. This is freaking dope, bro. This is dope. Everyone is a sucker for a sniper. Full ghillie with a shorty bolt gun. Let's take a look at this gun, because this thing is nasty. So it's a shorty bolt gun in 12.7 by 9.9, which is kind of absurd, but I love it. And yeah, man, like the ranges on most of these engagements are like, I don't know, 150, 200 meters top. So he didn't need a long barrel, so I could keep it light and short. And put a 9 by, you know, glass on it from some, you know, fake glass company, and then like a Raptor laser rangefinder on top and ballistics computer, which is dope, with a can and a bipod, obviously. And then for his secondary, instead of giving him a pistol, I gave him a sub gun. So he has a shorty MPX with a dot and a laser, and a can if he's got to fight himself out of any tight spaces. And then I also gave him the Gucci binos and a drone and a tactical radio bridge, so that he is able to call for support from support by fire, overwatch positions, things like that. And if you look over here, it does not have a ton of protection, but he has camouflage for days. So the idea here is creep into position, provide overwatch, reconnaissance, call for fire, precision engagements, etc. So now you guys start to see why this is so exciting. I haven't seen a game go into this kind of detail and build your own squad, let you lead them, in quite some time. With that said, my boys, let's take a look at the career. And I'm just going to start a new campaign at this point and show you guys what's going on, maybe take you through a mission or two so you can get a sense for what this thing is like. And first we can check out Serpent's Whisper Part 1. This is 10 missions. We'll validate the campaign. I'm just going to leave it on medium difficulty. That is fine. So once you customize your squad, you are stuck with that squad for the duration of the operation, the duration of the campaign. You can't change their skills. or their physical characteristics. So like what they've got is what they've got. However, you can change their equipment and their clothing. So you can rekit them for individual operations, despite the fact that you can't change their initial skills. So let's go ahead and begin with the Glory Boys. We'll make sure we have them loaded up. That is them. We will begin the campaign. Now check out these cutscenes, bro, because for a single developer, I am actually shocked at how much is going on under the hood in the single player scenarios, in the world building and the storytelling. It is quite impressive. You guys can read the situation intel in the mission. Bottom line is a terrorist organization has launched global disparate attacks, and we are part of a joint and combined NATO Special Operations Force called Black One, consisting of our squad, who's been tasked to respond to these various terrorist incidents around the world. So we see ourselves deploying globally in response to these, geographically decentralized terrorist attacks, which is really, really cool. This is describing just a little bit of the background, where the operators come from. Again, like more of that world building stuff, which is fantastic. And you can punch through this initial world building stuff and get a sense of what the actual campaign is going to feel like with some of these dope cutscenes. You got these dudes hanging out in a planning bay in a reading room, like, so they're very much like, forward deployed or working out of an airfield hangar. You can see like D-bags laying around. They've got freaking pallets built out. It's just it's a vibe, and it takes me back, to my time in organizations like these. Which is just, it's so cool. It's so freaking cool. So our first mission here is Dune Strike. Again, this is, there's 10 total missions in this campaign. We can go to the briefing and read about this specific mission. In the wake of the deadly attacks, Black One is tasked with locating and neutralizing a terrorist cell located in a hard-to-reach desert area. Information has revealed that this cell is responsible for planning and execution of these attacks. The team will need to deploy discreetly and infiltrate the region while avoiding enemy patrols. Once the cell is identified, they will have to eliminate the leaders and retrieve all information related to potential future targets. All right, so it's a kill operation rather than a capture operation, from what I am gleaning here. So we got to kill some HVTs, and we have to perform SSE on the target and come off with some intelligence, which is like, yeah, very like, that is a soft mission for sure. Intelligence indicates the presence of a terrorist cell in a desert area. This cell is believed to be responsible for planning and executing the attacks. Locate the cell, kill their leaders, and retrieve any information on potential future targets. We're going into a compound at night. Weather is good and dry. We have an inaccurate objective localization, so this is giving you an idea of the intelligence fidelity going in, because you'll see once we get into the planning map, they're trying to give you some clues as to what may be going on in the map itself, as far as like where the objectives are located. So we know that it's inaccurate intelligence. It's not going to be great. Random insertion, no. Unforeseen events, no, which is nice. So we'll get to choose our insertion. We're not expecting like a counterattacking force. We're going to see insurgents, traps, and suicide bombers. So like a variety of different threats, which is cool. Yeah, like a lot of games don't even have suicide bombers. Everyone's got insurgents and traps. Suicide bomber seems to be like a late add in a lot of these kind of games. So it's great to see like a variety of threats as well. Loadout wise, I'm comfortable with what we've got. We're going in at nighttime with the boys. So no concerns there. Let's get to it and check out this cinematic cutscene and the dope walkout that you get with each mission. This is so freaking cool. So the boys just strutting out to the bird. Oh man, the music, everything, like, and guys, it looks gangster in these kind of like cinematic sequences. I'd be lying if I said that it didn't also feel gangster when you're doing it for real. So they're strutting out to a C-130 and blasting off to a forward deployed location to then get on a helicopter, I presume, and do an air assault into the AO, which is pretty freaking badass. So now that we're going to a forward deployed location, we'll also get the opportunity to take a look at the map itself. I guess we're stationed somewhere out of the Horn of Africa, flying up towards the Middle East. All right. So this is the initial kind of planning view that you get. What you'll notice here is like you have this weird kind of like white texture. It's not quite thermal. It almost reminds me of like LiDAR imagery, which is interesting. It's very cool. And if you click through these different camera angles, I do like that you can't scroll all the way around the map. We're not looking at like live ISR. Instead, we're looking at kind of static imagery that was taken potentially by surveillance assets in general. So We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 infill locations. We've got bad guys located generally in this area. Those are the terrorist leaders, or where that inaccurate intelligence is forecasting those terrorist leaders to be located. And then we have potential data over here that we have to perform sensitive site exploitation on and come out with that data. We can clip through a couple of these different camera perspectives to get a better idea of what's going on in the operational area. This is all stuff that like absolutely would be done prior to a special operations mission. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm really just kind of focused on the terrain again. So like we know that we want to be operating over here. I don't want to get bogged down having to fight over here. You know, if I don't have to. If the intelligence is so bad that in fact our objective is over here, then it'll be a secondary objective, a follow-on objective, but we will go clear these areas first. And with that in mind, like the HLZs I'm thinking of are this one or this one. We'll have to look at the terrain to make a better decision about that. And remember, this is a remote terrorist training camp. I'm expecting these guys to be generally alert, and the fact that we're landing helicopters nearby, they're obviously going to hear that and be generally aware. One caveat, the big shortcoming in this game in my mind right now is the AI isn't great. Friendly AI is sufficient, but sometimes they shoot at stupid things, like they'll shoot into walls and stuff occasionally. And the enemy AI isn't particularly, I mean, they're challenging. They can one-shot you for sure. The time to kill is, you know, nil, essentially, because bullets will straight up kill you. But they don't maneuver on you, and they're not hard to sneak around. But once you are compromised, it definitely does get spicy, as you guys will see. So if we click through this, I kind of like this. You have some low ground. You have a high ground here. That could be a great support by fire. You have some high ground over here. That could be a great support by fire. You could put a support by fire here, like an intermediate support by fire here, and then shoot up the gut, take one of these buildings, clear through there, and smack the terrorist dudes from that position. So I do kind of like what I'm seeing there. Lots of urban sprawl. We've got a ton of dead space. So if I come up here, I am a little bit exposed to the terrain over here. This high ground is appealing to me, but none of it's close enough to the objective for me to really take advantage of, so I'm not in love with it. And then this is out of the question completely, because we're landing in low ground and then assaulting uphill through a bunch of urban terrain that I don't need to worry about just to get to my objective. So we're going to be hard compromised in this first area and potentially be like pulling counterattack all our direction, or allowing these terrorists to escape or coordinate the response. Because if we're not affecting them immediately, they're on the radio, you know, helping these other dudes maneuver. So I'm not in love with this HLZ and basically crossing that off the list completely. This one isn't terrible, but I want to prioritize the humans over the data. Once they're dead, we can, you know, once everyone on the objective is corpses, it's easy to just do SSE quickly and get off the objective. We got to prioritize the people first. So this, you know, infill location would give me access to the data quickly from a piece of high ground, which I do like. But it would force me to compromise myself before neutralizing the terrorist leaders, and that I don't like. I want to get them off the battlefield fast. This one is a little bit better. I don't like that I'm bringing a helicopter in exposed to a guard tower in close proximity to urban sprawl, so not in love with that. I think the move, honestly, gosh, I might have to do it. I think this might be the move. I think this HLZ is in low ground, but I can kick up to high ground quickly, set a support by fire right here with one squad overwatching this and probably my sniper, and then peel everybody else this way for the main assault. Leave an intermediate support by fire here if I need to with like a SAW or something, and then hit this with 3 or 4 riflemen. And that should, that'll probably do it. That'll probably do it for us. So let's go with that. So now that we're happy with our plan, I am going to go ahead and deploy everybody to this location. So now my entire squad is deploying to that direction. What I also want to do is I'm going to give Drummer, where's Drummer at? I'm going to have Drummer create his own squad here, and I'm going to add Price to that squad. I'm going to add Oliver to that squad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's good. I'm going to add Corey to that squad. I'm going to add Jason to that squad. So now I've got, you know, me as a rifleman. I've got Owen as kind of my breacher dude. I got Bruce as my medic. And I've also got Philly as an assaulter. And then down here, Price. I don't want to make him the squad leader. I want to promote Drummer to the squad lead. So I'm going to actually create a squad with Drummer right there, but on his own. And then I'm going to add Philly. All right, so Drummer has his own squad. I'm going to add Price to that squad. I'm going to add Jason to that squad. I'm going to add Corey to that squad. I'm going to add Oliver to that squad. So now I've got a 4-man assault element and, you know, a 5-man essentially support element. Maybe I do need to give myself one more guy for the assault. I do like having Price on Drummer's team. I'm gonna move Jason up here so I have a bonus assaulter. So I've got the assault element with 5 dudes myself. Owen as breacher and assaulter, Philly as primary assault, Bruce as our medic, and then Jason as an additional assaulter. Down here, Drummer is leading the support by fire with Price as a sniper, Corey as local security and medic, and then Oliver as the saw gunner with a little bit of med as well. So with that in mind, 2 squads go into this insertion point. You click valid insertion, and you have to then choose your exfil point. So you can imagine here, we're infilling here, we're kicking up onto some high ground, setting support by fire, kicking an assault element over here, assaulting through this objective. Then I'm gonna have to reposition the support by fire position potentially to maintain awareness on the data. Once support by fire is set, assault through, recover the data, set some sort of local security element, and then bound back to an HLZ. I can either come all the way back here, or I can take the near HLZ. I'm going to choose that as my primary exfil because it's closer, so we can get off the target faster. Once you select your infill point, you then get another dope cinematic cutscene. Yes, we're using quad tubes. I have turned off the depth of field on these night vision goggles because I just didn't see any value in it. It didn't look great. You'll notice the graphics are like acceptable, right? Like they're not perfect for sure, but for a solo developer, they are acceptable. They are certainly good enough for me. they are plenty good. We fast rope out. You see the boys on the rope, and here we are on the ground. All right, first thing we're gonna do, once everybody is in, you can then open up this command menu, and this is where like all of the tactical planning can occur, the detailed tactical planning. And now I can actually pan around the environment. And you'll notice I've got a baddie here, and then a machine gunner in here as well. That's what those icons indicate. These are the guys we're supposed to capture, and those are, you know, we don't know how accurate the intelligence is, but we will find out shortly. And then you'll also see what I mean by like this. It's almost like it's like sketchy, but it looks almost like LiDAR, almost like LiDAR with hard edges. I don't know. Maybe you guys have never seen LiDAR before, but that's kind of what it looks like, kind of. So we can do a lot from this position. We know we want to set a support by fire. And so let's make that happen now. And we can actually trace this out. This almost turns into like a door kickers-esque sort of, you know, sort of thing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Drummer Squad because we know that they're the support by fire. I'm going to leave them in a file for now. I'm going to put their spacing at 4 meters. And I'm going to have them move at a walk, standing up, at a trot. The rules of engagement are quite tight right now. I'm also going to have everybody, before I do this, I'm going to have everyone turn off their stinking IR strobes, because goodness, that is just so annoying. All right, so IR strobes are off. I've got Drummer Squad right here. Remember, that's the support by fire squad. I'm going to have them run up the mountain this direction. I'm going to set a series of waypoints here for them. They're going to creep up this mountain. They've got quite the hike ahead of them. And here you can see, like, I'm moving to the military side, the military crest this hill on the back side of it for as long as possible to prevent silhouetting, even though it is nighttime, being quite careful there. And then here they start to get exposed just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is at this point, I'm going to come back and change their stance and their speed. And then from here, I'm going to start moving them in position. So I'm going to have Price, who's my sniper and probably the most important member. I'm going to have him go here and then here. So that'll be my sniper in position. Drummer, who's the second. Well, Price is most important from like precision engagement perspective, which is going to be very valuable in this. And then I'm going to put Drummer near him so that he's able to control Price and have similar SA as Price does. And then next we have our Saw Gunner. Saw Gunner would definitely be like third on that list, potentially the most important if we have to go loud. And I'll put our Saw Gunner right here. And then our medic, Corey. We don't want Corey to die. So I'm going to have Corey creep up to like right here. And then I'm going to come back and right here, I'm going to change everybody to a crouch. So they're going to transition to a crouch there. And then from here, I'm going to have everybody go prone. And they will crawl into position and occupy by force. What is this, Overwatch support by fire position? And I think that is... Oh, I actually have to click that button. Glad I checked that. So that looks dandy. My squad, I can just lead them on my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my entire team here, all these guys. If I click this button, they're just going to follow me. But what I will also do is I'm going to increase their spacing to, let's say, 3 meters. I'm going to put them in a wedge. Everything else is gravy. We'll go ahead and tell them to stand up too. And I'm just going to follow out the support by fire element and let them occupy. And once they're occupied, I'll kind of hide over here, maybe in this little ravine. And then once they're set, and we have a better idea of what's going on the objective, then I'll make a decision on when to and how to swing around this direction and set myself up on this hill mass, which is kind of our assault position. Not a ton of cover. Might be able to use these rocks. There's a bad guy right there. And figure out if we want to initiate and go loud, or if we want to try to pick these guys apart with precision suppress shots. Or call for fire, or do any other number of things. The amount of stuff you can do in this game is wild. Let's follow these guys out. So Oliver's on the move now. I can use the scroll wheel. If you look down the bottom left, those arrows that are expanding, so I can scroll to increase my own speed at the expense of my stamina. I'm going to keep it like at a gentle trot right now. We're just following these guys out. If I press C, I change those positions. So I can have my gun like this, or like that, which is all fine. I can also cant it sideways like this. If I aim down sights, I can toggle my freaking magnifier like so. I can turn on my laser. I can turn on my light. I can turn them both on at the same time. I mean, there's quite a lot going on here. And as you can see, these guys are starting to get to that point here where they're transitioning. Uh-oh, we got some enemies. What do you guys see? What do you guys see? These guys got hung up, so I'm going to have to retrace their paths. They spotted an enemy there. That's perfectly fine. These two guys got hung up. I don't know why they got hung up. If I look at their status, waypoint standby, waypoint standby. Corey says negative. Price says negative. So these guys are, something about the AI pathfinding with the way that I trace those routes, they don't like it. And I would say that in general, the AI are likely to get butthurt when you tell them to go over like rugged or rough terrain, which is fine. So I like to put in lots of extra waypoints, which I didn't do this time. And those extra waypoints allow me to delete like a problematic waypoint if one pops up. So I'll give him a crouch there, and then I'll give him a prone here. And you'll see here that these guys, now that they've hit these waypoint, he's going prone. He's about to go prone. And then Corey, again, dude, with the theatrics, my man. He's just our medic. We just need him to be present. Just be present, bro. Here, you're going to go to a crouch. Here, you are going to go to a prone. So that is lovely. And so they're off and moving. Back to my own controls here. So yeah, I can cant the weapon either way. You can holster it all together. You can take out your pistol. Pistol, red dot, looks plenty good. Hit 2 on the keypad again to mess around with it. I can also issue quick orders. So you can see my guys, they're just following me in that wedge formation as I desired. And if I middle mouse click, I open up this quick panel so I can actually select individuals and tell them to do stuff. It's hard to me to look at them right now because they're trying to get in a wedge around me. So if I turn around, they're like running to my rear. All right, so now that my boys are over there and set, so I've got the quick orders here, but now that my boys are over there and set, I can also hold down tab, and there's the whole team, bro. So if I go down here and select price, boom, I am now price. And I can creep forward and say, man, I didn't really love the way that I put my sniper behind cover here, so I'm going to creep him forward a little bit. Now the sniper's in a great spot. And I can turn off my sniper's nods and look down the sight. And because this is a sight that is night vision capable, I can turn on just the freaking nods in the glass, bro. I have variable zoom. And I've got a freaking baddie right there. I've also got that Raptor on top, so you can see the range to the target. So if I aim at this building, it's 105 meters, which is also reflected on the Raptor itself on top. Guys, how much is going on here? It's absurd. It is absolutely absurd. And because I'm now with my sniper, let's go ahead and request a recon in this general area. You can see that circle in the center of the screen. I select recon. Call for recon. It's going to take a second for that drone to get overhead, but before I hit this objective, I want a recon drone to do a lap so that I can get a good idea of what's going on. I'm not going to use my quadcopter yet because that thing is loud, bro. I don't want that in my life. This thing is clear at 250 meters. This thing is clear at 250 meters. I'm not seeing anything else quite yet. The world is quiet temporarily, although we know there are certainly likely some baddies up in here. This guy's going to have to die for sure. That's something I can make happen remotely. But before we do that, let's check everyone else. Oliver, my medic, Ooh, you're kind of exposed. So I'm going to back Oliver, my medic boy, up a little bit because I don't like him being exposed. I like to do just like some micro adjustments to keep everybody safe. So if I put Oliver here, anyone else on the support by fire takes a round, Oliver can patch him up easy. The drone is on station now. We can't see it, but it is marking targets, as you can see there. Let's check out what Corey is up to. Corey is actually in a decent spot. I'm going to creep him forward just a little bit. With this shorty, he's not going to be able to hit much from up here. But he provides decent SA. And then Drummer is in a pretty good spot, a little bit more exposed than I want him to be, so I'm going to back him up to right here. Drone is still online and marking targets for us. He spotted one right there. That was helpful. Let's take a look back at the command map and take a peek. The one he spotted is right there on the rooftop. Well, not the rooftop, the stoop. You can also change the level. So as I start, oh, there's another guy inside. As I start to do some like CQB kind of stuff and I need to plan out stuff that's going on inside buildings, you can display floors. So I can chop off the roof and look down in here, or I can, you know, put the roof back on. If I have a multi-story structure like this guy, I can say I want to see, you know, in here, I want to see everything. I want to put the roof back on it. So you have like just such a variety of options. It's crazy. I'm actually shocked that one person developed this, and he put so much thought into the game design choices. If you're a tactical nerd and you can really get lost in an experience like this has just hours and hours of playtime available to you. With all that in mind, we know kind of where the bad guys are. The drone is still working right now. I feel comfortable that I can scoot down this valley and kind of hold short right here, then make a decision on whether or not I need to smoke this dude as we start moving. So let's do that. I'm gonna swap over to pairs. We know that these guys are following me, so they'll stay in their formation and follow me. I am crouched right now. I'm gonna go ahead and stand back up and increase my rate here to a trot, work my way down this ravine. Man, we'll go nods back down. Not really necessary. How good does this game look, bro? It's wild. I don't even know if I've showed you guys everything. There's so much going on. There's so much going on. In here, that wedge formation's getting a little tight, so let's see if we can do it from here. I'm gonna select my squad. I got a hotkey for that. So my squad is now selected, and I can change their formation. Oh, I can't change their formation in here. I actually have to do it from this menu. So let's select all the boys. I'm gonna put them back in a file. I'm gonna keep 3 meter spacing, which is kind of tight, but will be okay. And then I can also, check this out, I can go to real time. So I just told them to get into a file, and you can see everybody doing exactly as I asked. Like, guys, isn't that insane? All right, so we are now at that threshold. We'll go ahead and do a short halt here. I have two options, right? I could smoke this dude, and I think it's safe to do that. It's dark out. He seems to be by himself, which is stupid. I've also got this guy over here, which I could probably smoke from my current position. Potential baddies in this building we can't see. I could chop the roof off, but I don't want to cheat. If I could see him this way, I don't mind. Yeah, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Okay, so confirmed. 2 terrorist leaders in that building. So they are our targets. We are far enough away with suppressed guns in this game that I could probably start taking these guys out simultaneously. So I think I'm going to do that. And right now I've got Price available to take a shot. So I'm going to have him engage this guy. And I've also got Drummer, legend, Drummer, available to take a shot right here. This one's a little bit more risky because he can get discovered if we smoke his body, you know, like someone could stumble across it on a foot patrol and see him. But now you can see we've assigned both of those guys to shoot. We can watch it in real time. I could even take over Drummer or, Price to take either of these shots. Instead, I'm just going to like let it ride and see how they do. We're going to watch it from this position. So let's go real time. One down. Price has not been successful yet. There he is. Price smoked that guy. All right, so 2 EKIA. We are cleared across now. I'm going to bump my squad across and get them in position. Shoot, dude. Honestly, I may just push all the way down here because I've got decent overwatch. Are any of these windows open to me? The second floor is. I'm going to do it. I'm going to push right here, and I'm just going to trust that we can get... Oh, no, there's a guy right there. And one inside. Yeah, this is going to get weird. Let's just freaking do it, boys. Let's just do it. I'm going to have the boys move like this. Jason is going to go to here. And that should give everybody the chance. We're going to change their speed. Guns up at a run. And they should hustle. We're going to follow them in. All right, boys. Y'all got to move faster than that. So I think that's because their guns up. So I'm going to let them put their guns down. Make sure that they are... Oh, that's what it is. There they go. This is dangerous running through the open. Really trusting darkness right now and the fact that we still have surprise. This dude can be a problem. Oh my goodness, though. How good is this game? Am I overhyping it? It's simple. But damn, is it good. Alright, we're going to smoke this dude. Let's see what else we got available. If we can do like a Simo engagement or something. Rest of this AO looks kind of clear. I'm going to hit this guy in the balcony. And then I guess we're going to go... I got 2 buildings to clear. This guy and this guy. I need to smoke this guy in the balcony before we move, though. So I'm going to go ahead and take that myself. Nice. Smoked one. And then, boys. Boys. This dude's a problem. I wonder if I can hit him with support by fire. Do they happen to have the right angle? Let's try Price. I'm going to have these guys crouch. They should match my stance. No, they're not following me right now. All right, Price, where are you at? So we come over here to Price. Select our homie. Oh, man. Let's see. I don't quite have a shot with him. I'm going to get crazy here. Just because I want to only have to deal with one building. Let's see if Price gets a better angle from right here. It's like almost enough. 131 meters. That should be virtually point of aim, point of impact. All I see is a shoulder there. That's not ideal. I need something a little bit more meaty than that, so we'll come right here. All right, Price, my boy, my buddy, my pal. Now we're talking. All right, got the back of his head. Z'd in. Gosh, that's dark. That's a little better. Actually, I say that's bright, like the lumens right there. All right, hold my breath. Shot. I think he's dead. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's take a look back in the command menu. So we haven't been compromised yet. We're just out here clanging and banging, dude. Smoking fools. All right, dude in the low ground should really be a non-issue. The problem is to get into here, we have to clear it from the front. Because like those windows are closed. Those windows are open. So we're going to have to bypass a window to get to these guys. Potentially engage through the window. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. All right, let's do it. I think we're clear for now. So I'm going to have Owen at a trot. Hustle to here. Philly at a trot. Hustle to here. Bruce Med is going straight mid. He's hustling. And then I think we're going to work the right side because that's where our support by fire can protect us from. So I'll go 2 stack there, and I'm going to follow them in. Let's go, boys. And you guys are starting to see how this works now, right? Like, it's just good. It is quite good. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to bang through this window and let the boys clear it and see how they do. I'm a little worried though. I haven't cleared anything on the backside. I'm hoping that my support by fire up here will be able to protect us, you know, from anything too crazy that tries to pop out of these buildings. They've got a decent angle on it with 3 guns, precision gun, a saw, and a shorty looking at it. Because we're gonna have to expose ourselves a little bit to make this happen. So we're gonna put them in a file, reduce the spacing down to 1 meter. I'm gonna put them right here. I'm gonna make these all contingent on a go code. So if I click on this, I can say alpha, 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 alpha. So you can start synchronizing operations. It's like one more of those dimensions of planning that just makes it extremely powerful. So I'm hoping that will prevent them from moving until I hit the go code button. Nope, it did not. It did not. It did not do that. And they're running past this window right now. Oh my God. Y'all are so... How do they not see you? How do they not see you? Move here. Just clear all the orders. Clear the orders. Nope. Guys, I want to do this hot. I want to do it right. Go back there. Oh my God. All right, guess we're going to have a gunfight now. Hey! It did not go the way that we wanted it to because they ran in front of that window because I didn't fully understand the go code challenge, but we'll get there. So with the HVTs killed in action, we can SSE their bodies. We see that one also dropped a briefcase, so we'll grab that briefcase, and because all of a sudden, you know, that's a important thing.
Mission accomplished.
All right, so task completed. Now we got to recover the data. I'm gonna have the entire squad fall in on me again. So they're all following me. That wasn't clean, and it wasn't cool, but it did work. So next we got to recover the data. So I assume the briefcase like has intelligence in it, and we're also getting a more refined picture of where the data is. So it's over here somewhere. So we'll head that direction and clear to it. Kind of challenging though, because now we're talking like urban center. My support by fire is almost out of position, frankly. All right, now it's time to get our support by fire moved up into a more advantageous position. We'll have to smoke up this dude early. I wonder if there's a window. Oh yeah. All right, check this out. So let's get drummer and company moving. They're up here. I'm gonna have them move here. And they're moving. Oh guys, stand up and move at a trot. So they're moving through these buildings. These buildings aren't clear. We're incurring some risk by moving by them, but we've also seen open doors, windows, made a lot of noise. No one's tried to kill us from them yet. That's not to say that they won't. And I'm going to have them clear this. So we'll have them clear this. I'm going to have them pick the lock with drummer and then roll in. So they'll interact with that door, pick it, and then hopefully move through it. So let's see how they do. I'm going to just unpause for now. We can see them move from here. My guys are linked up with me. I'll have my guys go back to a wedge with 2 meters of spacing. Let's make that 3, 4. That's fine. All right, these boys are moving at a decent clip. How freaking cool is this? There they go, getting that spacing. All right, now that they've got up here, drummer will come pick this lock. I don't know if they'll enter afterwards, though. I have to figure that out. Door's open. He, like, peeked it. Doesn't have a gun out. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and pause it, and then we'll get them in here. So we definitely want Price with, like, the best field of fire. So I'm going to have Price go right here. And then the other one, we probably want our automatic rifleman to have, like, the next best field of view. So he is going to roll up right here. And then we want drummer able to control both of those key weapon systems. So we'll put him in the center. And then we'll have Oliver, the medic, Pull rear security. Let's see how they do. Holy sh... Who'd you kill? He just solo cleared it. There was a baddie in there. Is this what I mean? Like, some of the AI control can be a little bit janky, but God, man, it's already, like, acceptable. You know, like, it's not great, but it is totally acceptable in my mind. The experience is already plenty fun. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. And then, Corey, get your ass in here. And pull rear security. Alright, so everyone's in position. There may very well be other bad guys in these buildings that we just haven't seen yet. And that's what I mean, like, the enemy AI isn't super bright, because otherwise they would have, of course, engaged us when we made all that noise and left some of these buildings. Alright, he's not going to take any more steps forward. So let's pause it here, take a look at what we got going on. So I'm comfortable with having a saw and a sniper in here. We got to assault this building. I think I'm going to have my guys follow me. Put them in a file, reduce their spacing to 2, have them fall in behind me, and I'm going to basically roll past our support by fire. Maybe I can squeeze through this over here and get into this low ground, and I'll kind of set myself up right behind this building. Enter and clear this building, which will give us windows. We can smoke up these dudes, we'll bang it and clear it, and then we'll be able to engage that guy in the backside. And meanwhile, because we're in the low ground, we've got a support by fire with precision weapon system and an automatic rifle able to pull long. So if we do get compromised, they can go loud and help us out. So let's do it. The boys are falling in on me, so we're good there. I'm gonna creep over here. Yeah. Oh, a sniper less than 50 meters. So let's see what he's talking about. On our left. Oh, shit. Who saw that? Price? Alright, I'm going to hold here. We got to get that sniper. We have a suicide bomber in front of us as well. So there's a suicide bomber in there. That's spicy. We have a sniper right here that we haven't accounted for yet. Let's clear over to Price and see if Price can get a shot. I need him to come by that window. And this dude's not in front of the window right now either. Alright, if I leave this guy right here, next time Price sees that guy, he'll be able to kill him. Same thing over here. The placement of these guys is actually pretty good, because they're right out of the field of view. Damn. Spicy. Okay. Well, let's go back to me. Next time Price gets an opportunity to engage that sniper over there on the left, we'll take it. I'm kind of curious to know what that sniper's field of view on us is. Oh, it's good. He could totally rip us up. So we got to get down into this low ground right here. We'll probably have to take him from down here. That's fine. That's fine. Let's do it. He doesn't know where we are. Use this cut. The guys are in a file right behind me. Reducing to a walk. We know there's bad guys in this building. The guys are all matching my pace behind me. If we come here, I can have them clear with a flashbang. Alright, we're in. Killed the guy on the far side. I think we're still in compromise somehow. So as you can see, like, during clearance, not pretty, right? But it works. It works. Now that we have this building, let's take the roof off of this structure and get my team in here. So Owen, get your ass in here. Philly, get your ass in here. Bruce, get your ass in here. Jason, get your ass in here. So all those windows are covered. And we can also set them all to like move faster. Nice. All right, now, who do you guys see on my right? This guy? All right, so they spotted this guy here. I want to see if Price can take a precision shot on him. He should be able to. Let's take a look. Looks like he got him. Sure enough. Love that. Love it. We know there's a suicide bomber over here. And then we've got this nonsense behind us. We do have that sniper. I want to see if I can engage him from where I'm at. Not quite. What do they see now? Oh, they have a sniper in that window. I wonder if Price is able to engage him quickly before we move up. It's good to have that overwatch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got this guy moving. Let's get Price. Does anyone have a field of view? I should have a field of view on him. Guys. Thank you. Goodness. Another one. Who are we spotting now? Another sniper here. So they keep hearing this stuff, and then they're coming out after it. You guys can take these shots. Why is your line of sight blocked? You're in the window. Whatever. You're an idiot. And then Philly, you should definitely be able to engage him from where you're at. Maybe. We'll see what the line of sight blocking does. Nice. Smoked him up. That guy still hasn't moved. That is a problem. I'm going to do a two-man clear over here. So let's go Corey and Drummer. And then we'll have him do this at a stand-up trot. That's good. Corey, stand-up trot. Good. Match him. Right there. We'll have these guys move over because we need to take out the sniper before we move. Another sniper moving there. Let's pause. Does anyone here have a shot? Price, do you have a shot? I think you do. Yes, sir. All right, and these guys are stacked outside. Cool. I'm going to switch over to Drummer real quick and lead this assault on in. So, first of all, buddy, get a rifle out, you freaking madman. Let's check the mag, because you're doing weird stuff. Okay. And then you, who are you? You're Corey, F8. F8, follow the player. Thank you. Can I not open this? Oh shit. There's a trap here. Alright, we're not going in there. We're gonna have to smoke him from outside. Where's he at? There he is. Problem solved. That's way better than clearing. So there we have that detection capability, which determines our likelihood for finding a trap if there's one nearby. And thank God we spotted that trap. I couldn't visually see it, but my operator detected it by virtue of his detection level. So we can now move forward with that sniper behind us, KIA, and get these guys back in here. One pulling rear security, one centered up. Once they are back in position, I'll be comfortable moving my assault element forward again. So they're coming on home now. We have pretty damn well thinned out this whole area over here. We know that there's more bad guys in this part of the town. We know that there's probably more bad guys over here. What'd y'all see? What'd y'all see? Oh, he spotted one over there. I wonder if Price can take that shot. I wonder if he even needs to. Price, can you? That's a long shot. That's a long shot. I wonder if he can do it. Nope. Shit. Alright, we're loud. He smoked up that dude. So that dude squirted out and moved. These guys are now reacting, but man, we have such a hard defensive posture. They don't have any chance in hell. We still have a suicide bomber in the building next to us. And I would just drop a bomb. Here comes that suicide bomber. He gets smoked up as soon as he came outside. Freaking, alright, good. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to become pairs again. I'm going to have my squad follow me. They are following me, and we are going to lead this assault on through. At a trot. We have good overwatch. Corey, who's shooting at you, bro? Corey. Buddy, you're supposed to have rear security. How could you be under heavy fire? Is it left? No? Are you just being a whiny baby? The problem is we're assaulting through these lights, so it's so damn bright. Alright, nods up for now. Let's push it. Boys, back up, back up, back up. Okay, that door's open. Clear. Clear. We have an upper level, but I'm not worried about that right now. Let's get this done. So recovering the electronics. This should be our last task before we can move to exfil. Boom. New task assigned. That new task is probably to get the hell out of here. Yeah, move to extraction point. So remember that extraction point, now that we've recovered all of our stuff, is actually not terribly far away. It's right over here. So I think what I want to do, instead of fighting through this disaster, I'm going to bring my assault mount back up, link up with my support by fire, and then we'll roll out in this kind of like less contested terrain. Back over here. I have no desire to clear any more of these buildings. If we can get out of here without any casualties, there's bonuses on the end screen associated with that, so we'll take advantage. So let's get gone. Oh shoot. Come on. In, out, done. Let's go. There's our support element. Remember, these buildings aren't clear either. Trapped on that door. We don't want to mess with that nonsense. Okay. Now that we're in a decent spot here, let's let my guys catch up. We're going to bound back here. So I'm going to actually move and set my own little support by fire to cover my homie's movement. Probably over here somewhere. If I can get kind of like behind Defilade. Yeah, this will do good. Back up here. Once I'm set, we'll bring the rest of the guys up. So, and also here, let's get your spacey. Guys, come on, spacey. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all coming? Not quite good enough there. We are out in the wide ass open, but it's better than being in the middle of the city or the village. Where? Check. These guys are kind of close. Oh wow, we're seeing guys way over there. We're also seeing guys right here. All right. So this gives me an opportunity to show you a couple other things. So we got the binos here, of course, and I can toggle nods on with the binos as well. We know that there's a bad guy. I wonder where he is in relation to this building right there that I'm looking at. So let's check that. I'm seeing, okay, I can see, I think I can see this, can't I? I can see that.
Enemy spotted.
I can see that. All right, I can see the top of his building. So here's what I'm gonna do. I have my binos out. Let's get an air raid going right there. So we're waiting for those fires to land from the aircraft. And then as that aircraft checks on station, what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna have Bravo get ready to move. They're gonna move in a file with 4 meters of spacing, that's fine. I'm gonna have them move to right. Ooh, I don't like that one bit. Get that out of here. Move here. So they'll be waiting behind this, definitely behind us. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to tie their initial move, their start point here, to a go code. So they're going to hold there until rounds start splashing. And then once rounds start splashing, I'll clear them to move at a pretty good clip for the rest of it. And then I'll actually have them all running at a pretty good speed. Yeah, there you go. And then to observe these fires, given the opportunity, let's go ahead and get the drone up. I just want to show all this stuff off to you guys that this thing has. So the drone's here. It actually has magnification as well. Oh, you also have third person if that's your thing. There we go. Fighter jet's just arriving now. And with that splash of all of that ordnance, we're going to also trigger Go Code Alpha by hitting F1. That's going to trigger movement with all of those boys. So they're hustling now, but we can still go back to our drone and just provide some overwatch for them to make sure that they're good. So there's the boys hustling right there. And then over here, I did see a squirter. So we have a KIA. There's at least one more running around. There he is. So look at that. He's watching our HLZ. He sees the smoke. He's watching the HLZ. He's moving now. But he could contest our exfil. And then we've also got, there were some movers over here as well. So there's one there. There. The whole village is awake now that we called for fire. There. There. So yeah, you can see how spicy this gets. They're coming for us at the extract. This guy, he's no factor right now, so he's bailing out. Okay. Alright, time to move, boys. Come on. I think I'm out of aerial fire, so I'm not able to drop any more bombs on those guys, despite how much I want to. Nice. That guy was straight watching the HLZ. That's spicy. All right, now that we're here and it is secured, I can bring Bravo on up as well. I'll put them on the other side. There he is. Lots of bullet drop. All right, get on the damn HLZ, boys. There it is, boys. Successful operation. I took that really, really slow, and I did it very deliberately because I was trying to illustrate what this game can be. Clearly, I've only played it a couple times, but I want to show off everything that I have found enjoyable about the game so far because I think this game has got a lot going on. Check out this after action review. So we got a 100% score there. Didn't have any wounded. We killed 28. I killed 7 personally. Completed our 2 tasks. All of that's lovely. And that will take us into our next mission. We'll have another briefing. And we'll go out and keep doing it over again. So if you take your time, if you enjoy games like this, man, like Black 1 Blood Brothers is a sleeper, phenomenal game. I mean, it's real good. If you're okay with the graphics being, you know, acceptable but not great, and if you can deal with kind of clunky AI behavior and a lot of new, you know, cognitive demands associated with what you're thinking about, what you're doing, I think this is an easy buy. I've got a ton out of it, and it's a really reasonably priced game over on Steam. I'll link a link down in the description below, but I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I'm Controlled Pairs. This has been Black One Blood Brothers. I'll see you guys in the next one.